My father was a technician. 8 years ago, he passed away. My family was never really the same after that. Mother was director of the company back then. She focused all of her energy on making the Rhineford Group even bigger. She used to treasure our family, but after that, it's like she could barely spare a thought for us.
Oh. She did seem like a talented businesswoman when we met her. Well, more than talented to run the Rhineford Group.
What you saw in Ruhr Station was just a watered-down version of her normal intensity. We'd be able to have dinner together maybe once every 3 months, and that's being generous. But at least I wasn't alone. Grandfather and Sharon were always there for me.
That's how it was, huh? I guess you've known Sharon for a long time then.
Yeah, my mother hired her about 7 years ago. Being a Rhineford and all, I never had many people I could really call friends when I was young. The nobles looked down on me, of course, but the common people treated me like I was different from them, too. At least with my grandfather and Sharon around, I never felt totally alone. Grandfather introduced me to all kinds of different hobbies, like horseback riding and playing the violin. Sharon taught me self-defense and archery, and all the high society etiquette expected of a lady. Meanwhile, my mother kept expanding the company completely against the wishes of my grandfather, the chairman.
What would he have against that? Did she expand it into areas that you really didn't want to go into? I suppose there's the possibility when you're you're an arms company. If you expand the business too much, you risk the situation where you overarm the country's enemies and you create a sort of arms warfare that will be really good for business. It's war profiteering, but it could cause actual war to break out.
I see. Though, hasn't Rhineford always been a big industrial company?
Kind of, yeah. Even back then, they took on projects in all fields, from steel mills to railway construction to guns and tanks. It's not surprising there are people out there who like to call the company a merchant of death. I can't say I completely agree with that side of the company, but I've never felt embarrassed or ashamed about it. But a few years ago, the Rhineford Group finally went too far.
What do you mean?
Those 2 railway guns set up in Gorelia Fortress on the eastern edge of the Empire?
Wait, you mean the things from the beginning of the game? The things we are trying to stop being used? Ooh, okay. We're starting to connect back to that.
You know about those, right?
I know about them from the beginning of the game.
Yeah, I've heard of them. They're supposed to have the longest range of any orbital cannon in the world.
I've only seen their spec sheets, but the destruction they're capable of is terrifying. Erebonia's still fighting with Calvert over Crossbell, and those guns are capable of targeting any point in Crossbell State. In just a couple hours, they could wipe Crossbell City and its 500,000 citizens off the map.
No way.
You'd have to be ridiculously accurate. I know range is something, but it's very hard to get that accurate on that big of a range.
That's way beyond being a weapon of war. More like an instrument of massacre.
I couldn't agree more. And neither could my grandfather, who supervised their construction. Even though my mother was the one who signed off on the project, my grandfather regretted it like the decision was his. As he was hesitating over whether to hand them over to the Imperial Army, my mother betrayed him.
What?
She went behind his back and secured the support of all of Rhineford's major shareholders. Everyone from Ruhr's ruling lord Marquis Ragnar to the top brass of the Imperial Army was on her side. In the face of such overwhelming pressure from all sides, my grandfather was forced to capitulate. He stepped down as chairman, and my mother wasted no time taking his place. that's when my grandfather decided to leave the company entirely. And me. I thought I'd at least have Sharon on my side, but she just did whatever my mother told her to do. It's been 5 years since then already.
Oh. I think I get it now. Why she gets under your skin, I mean. It's not so much what your mother did, but how it ended up tearing your family apart.
Yeah. I couldn't believe my mother would betray her own father. I couldn't believe grandfather would take it without fighting back. I couldn't believe Sharon, who'd always supported me, watched it all happen without a word of protest. It really drove it home to me. How big the Rhineford group was now, and how small I was. I hated realizing it had become so large that corporate interests were stronger than family ties. Looking back, I guess that's when I decided I'd leave home and enroll in the academy. Even when I ran, I couldn't go far enough to escape my mother's shadow, or the Rhineford name. Then I come here and find my grandfather happily enjoying a whole new life without a care in the world.
I sincerely doubt that.
When I stepped outside, I was feeling so lost, so frustrated, wondering what I'd been doing all this time.
I have a feeling he probably has his hand in more of the pie than he's letting on to.
But it's kind of strange, you know? I look up at the stars and it feels like I can escape the gravity of everything. I think I'm finally starting to understand why my grandfather chose to leave it all behind and move out here in the first place.
You really are strong, Elisa. Stronger than you realize. You were finally ready to talk about it. About your family and the company and everything. So, maybe you found what you were looking for to move past that, right?
Maybe you're right. But I don't think I would have been able to if I hadn't enrolled at the academy. Meeting everyone in Class 7, the lacrosse club, you... I'm a better person for it. Your support has already made a difference. So, thanks. Thanks for worrying about me. And thanks for reminding me to look up, not down.
Anytime. Though, truth be told, I came to check on you because Emma asked me to. Sorry to ruin the moment.
I thought that might be the case. Oh well, there's always next time. It's kind of strange to hear you tell me I'm strong, because I could say the same thing about you. You always seem to get thrust into the role of leader, someone we can count on to keep us on track.
I guess running errands on all my free days is really helping me buckle down. Still, I feel like I've got a long way to go, especially when I keep running from myself.
Huh?
Remember back in Keldic? I said that I came to the academy to find myself. But sometimes, I wonder if maybe I just wanted to get away. From my family, from myself.
He did seem like the type of... From all the discussion of with his master and stuff, it sounded like... Did Rean fuck up on something? Something that made him, like, hate himself or something? Or at least something that would make a kid hate themselves?
Not get along well with your family?
Oh, I do. I'm not their real son, but my parents always loved me like I was. My sister and I, we've had our differences, especially lately, but we still get along pretty well. No, the problem's just with me.
Rean. Still, I suppose the fact you were finally ready to talk about it means that maybe you found what you were looking for to move past that, right? Who'd have thought I'd have the chance to feed you your own good advice so soon? I can't believe you can just say things like that with a straight face.
Haven't we been over this, Rean? We need to control it. We need to control your rants about these things.
Maybe being on the receiving end every now and then will do you some good.
To give us some perspective.
Alright, you got me. I admit defeat. But yeah, I guess I'm starting to figure things out. In my own way. Maybe enrolling at Thoris was the first thing I'd done right in a long time. I ended up in Class 7. And now, all of us are out here like this, spending time together.
Yeah, I like that. I hope the things we learned during our field studies can help us all make a difference in the world. So... Wait, all of us?
Oh, you're rude. Oh. Oh. Elisa, were you hoping for something a bit more intimate? Ooh, who's that voice? Is that Eustace? It sounded sort of like Eustace.
You two were gone so long that we started to get a little worried.
No way! How long have you been listening?
Still, I suppose the fact that you were finally ready to talk about it means that maybe you found what you were looking for to move past that, right?
Stop! Green, he was the one who said it first. I was just repeating it back to him.
Oh, Elisa, there's nothing to be embarrassed about.
There's a little to be embarrassed about.
Honestly, you touched my heart.
I apologize for eavesdropping on you, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad I did.
How did I end up in the middle of this anyway? Fine, if that's how you want to play it. None of you are getting any sleep until you've shared all your most embarrassing secrets.
What? I don't...
I support this referendum. I particularly think that Emma should be on that list of people that really should be doing this.
You wish.
Seems like you did well.
Honestly, I feel like she helped me more than I helped her. Hey, guys?
Hmm?
This is a really beautiful place.
Yeah, ain't it?
And Elisa gets her S-craft. Nice. Gotta see that.
Ooh, you're moving up in the world.
Ooh, up the beat too.
I've got a little reward here for you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Keep up the good work.
So very close to A rank. I gotta get up into the A's. The intimidating fortress with its relaxing atmosphere all around it. Okay, 0255 hours, shift's almost over. No sign of anything suspicious or anything at all, really. Why do we even do this every day? You know what the point of having a sentry is, right? Oh, hey, you're early. Oh, but come on now, you gotta get where I'm coming from at least a little. I can understand if we are posted near Crossbow, but who's gonna start a war out here in the boondocks? You never know, right? Perhaps the fact that you never expected would make the perfect place to start a war. Besides, Lieutenant General Zack says we need to stay on alert, and he knows the situation better than anyone. Or than we do. Lieutenant General's a great man, yeah, but... what are those big shots from the 3rd Armored Division doing stationed in some backwater place like this anyways? Think the rumor's true? That he got posted here because he wouldn't help the Blood and Iron Chancellor? Watch what you say. That kind of idle gossiping is how rumors get wings. Fine. Such a killjoy. Anyway, you got things covered here. I want to go get some sleep. Got a few minutes left on my ship, but you're here, and hey, who's counting? Honestly. Wait, what was that? What the? What happened? Did they just get shelled? Who had the order to attack? Oh god, is that what that girl was doing out here? Was she trying to start Oh, this isn't good. No one? I've heard nothing of the sort. Sendergate needs to know about the... What the? No way. An enemy attack? Where's it coming from? No. Oh. That is a lot of it. Well, goodbye, Watchtower. Time for war. Yay! And back to Monday. I guess we get a long weekend today, and that's why we have 3 days. Interesting. Same day, 6:30 a.m. Things, you know what? I think things are about to shit's about to hit that fan. Should hit that fan really fast too. Such a relaxing atmosphere. That was a great meal. I don't think I'd eat another bite. After how much we ate yesterday, I'm surprised we were still able to pack away this much food. Well, you're all growing boys and girls, so eat up. Riding takes a lot of energy, so I'd say eating like this is normal after a day out in the plains. Would anyone like more? I should probably refrain. If there's any chicken left, we can wrap it up in bamboo and take it with us. Who knows? We might need something to gnaw on while we're out there today. Okay. Let me help too. I'll pour the leftover tea into some containers for you too. Oh, thanks. You really are too kind. You're our guest. What kind of host would we be if we didn't treat you as such? Anyway, here's a grand list of the tasks you'll be attending on today. Okay, I sort of figured we were done with that, but okay. Like the third day's worth of field study stuff. Okay. And we have one thing. Okay, and it's not even required. That's great. Nord Highlands North Monster. A large unknown monster has been seen around the northern part of the Highlands. It must be exterminated at all costs. Monsters, details unknown. Southwest area of the Northern Highlands, near a cliff edge. Southwest area, so it should be pretty close, I think. So, yeah. Yeah, that was the easier part of the south to reach. I figured it couldn't hurt to give you fewer than yesterday. Feel free to take advantage of the extra time to do whatever strikes your fancy. Maybe go off the beaten path a bit. Understood. Thank you again for everything. Do you want to spend more time with your grandfather today, Elisa? Sounds like you weren't able to spend much time with him yesterday. Gwyn stayed at the Elder's home yesterday, right? I imagine he ought to be up and about soon. We'd have no objections to completing this morning's task without you, if you wish to spend more time with him. But... Lakan, are you there? Elder? Yes, I'm here. Oh, good morning. Grandfather? Norden? Morning, everyone. Sorry to intrude. Judging by the look on your faces, it seems not all is well. I'm afraid you're right. We received word from Sendergate just a short while ago. It seems the Imperial Army's watchtower has been attacked. Yeah, that seems pretty freaking serious. What? It sounds like it all happened in the middle of the night. And that's not the last of it either. Apparently the Republican Army's base has been attacked too. This isn't going to be pretty. Oh, this is intense music. 3rd Armored Division Military Airship, Cavalier, Glier. Republican Army, 8th Area Division, Aviation Regiment, Aldebaran. And here is One-Eyed Zex, deciding to be the one to actually play the role of Sentry. Airborne Armor Division being sent out first, as always, I see. I suppose it's only a matter of time before they give the order to the armored regiments too. Lieutenant General, we've confirmed the deaths of 2 of the guards. A further 3 have sustained serious injuries, but we've been able to stabilize their condition. Oh, crap. Oh, Private what's-his-name died? Oh, that fucking sucks. He was a nice guy. I see. Have the medics see them the second they arrive. Yes, sir. Contact Sender Gate. Prepare the 3rd Armored Division for deployment. I want all armored vehicles ready to move before I return. You know, not even... Wait. You know, if Sarah was connected to whatever group that little girl with, I mean, they both have one of those things, don't they? The training dummy for all the, practicals and the silver thing that came out of the fortress back in Breahard and the one that we saw here look very similar, yes? So, if they both have that, maybe they're part of the same group. And that's why Sarah sent us here. Because she knew something. She could instigate this because she was part of the same group. Or maybe she knew that her group that she was formerly a part of, maybe, possibly, was going to do this. Maybe? Huh. I can't help but think that she has some sort of connection to everything that's going on. Like, why are we out here? How could you possibly have predicted something like this would happen? She seems to have known such intimate details about what was going to go down in each area. She may not have predicted everything perfectly, because no one ever could, but you typically were able to... She was able to predict it well enough in order to send us out there for very specific reasons. So, this seems to clearly be the one here. Hey, you sure you don't need us to help? I appreciate your willingness, but we'll be fine. We're used to the procedures of moving the settlement in case of an emergency. Same goes for you, Gaius. I assume you'll be heading to Center Gate to learn more about the current situation from Lieutenant General Zax. Not as a citizen of Nord, but as a student of Thor's military academy. I will. Will you be staying here, Grandfather? I will. I can use a truck after all. And since I was here anyways, I might as well do what I can to get the settlement ready to move. Alright, please take care of yourself. I'm sorry, Elder Locken. I feel terrible that I can't help you when you need it most. You have your own job to do. There's no need to worry about us. May the blessing of the winds and the gods be with you all. Take care. We will. We must make for Sender Gate at once. Indeed, we need to find out as much as we can about what happened. The cameraman Norden accompanied the party. The northern reaches of the Nord Highlands are temporarily inaccessible. Really? Okay. Then how the... So I'm guessing I'm going to be able to come back out and complete this later? I assume so, at least. I mean, I can double check that it's actually blocked off like they say, but we don't really have time to head out to the northern region right now. No, we wouldn't, would we? Hey, you have a quest for us? Ask about the monster. Excuse us, Locken, we'd like to ask more questions of the monster you want us to exterminate. Sure, ask away. While it's not one of your required tasks, it can't hurt to know more about it just in case. Well, in that case, we would like to know more about the monster itself. Based on the request, it's a type of monster no one's ever seen before. Yes, I confirm that as of this morning, in fact, just its figure alone is a mystery. What I saw there was no ordinary monster, but a giant made of stone. Oh, snap, okay. A giant made of stone? That sounds remarkably similar to the golems from the old fairy tales. We have legends of such a creature as well. Now that you mention it, that monster is strikingly similar to what's described in these stories. That's just bizarre. I've got a bad feeling about this. Me too. Either way, we should probably get rid of it quickly before anything happens. That's exactly why I decided to assign you to this task. If you're going to go after it, head over to the southwest area of the Highlands northern region. However, keep in mind there's no need to force yourself should it prove to be more dangerous than anticipated. Got it. Thanks for the information, Dad. Either way, we should go and get a look at it ourselves at least. We can decide what to do after that. Be careful out there. May the blessing of the winds and the goddess be with you. Okay. Hurry over to Center Gate, guys. All I will say is that you should follow your heart. But if you do, be sure to have no regrets. Thanks, I'll do what I can. So, I still can't head over there? Okay, even though we talked about like we could, I suppose we can't. We better have a chance later, because I really would like to go do that. I'm really sorry to put you guys up to this. You already helped me out more than enough yesterday. Oh, no problem, don't sweat it. This must be the kind of breaking news every press cameraman dreams about being at the scene for. Still, it bothers me. How's it possible that both the Imperial and Republican bases were attacked at the same time? Do you think one attacked first and the other swiftly retaliated? No. Out here, none of them would... If any of them... Either side got attacked out here, they'd probably be like, what the fuck? What are you doing? And it probably would take quite a long time to mobilize any sort of counterattack. No time to think about that right now, we need to hurry. We need to get to Center Gate as fast as we can. Right. Whoa, don't ride too roughly.
That's one of the Imperial Army's airships.
This situation is looking worse by the minute.
We need to hurry.
Okay. So clearly they are patrolling their border using airships, and they're sending out armored divisions now in order to do the same, presumably on the ground.
Those are armored cars from the Imperial Army.
Damn, this isn't looking good.
No, it's not. Would you only call out the armored cars in order to actually instigate an attack? Because it's been like half a day. I suppose the ordnance we have, the Arcus stuff, actually have phones built into them, but how are the communications? Are they effective enough to relay such precise and definitive orders over the course of just a few, like, okay, it seems about like a few hours. Looks like the Imperial Army's 3rd Armor Division, and appears they're preparing for deployment. Thanks everyone. Let me see if I can go get permission to start taking photographs. Well, I wonder where Lieutenant General Zex could be. We need to find him so he can tell us what's going on here. I suspected he might show up. Lieutenant General, do you have some business to attend to elsewhere, sir? I thought I'd conduct another sweep of the area as a precaution, personally, for some reason. But never mind that now, you came at the perfect time. A freight train bound for Roar departs 30 minutes from now. I want you all on board that train. Finish up your field studies as quickly as you can and return to the academy. What? But sir... While things ultimately depend on the actions of the Republican Army, the bottom line is that we may be mere hours from an armed conflict with the Calvard Republic. I've already informed everyone in the settlement. Did they not relay the message to you? Be that as it may. You can't just turn tail and pretend none of this is happening. Lieutenant General, have you established which side attacked first? Gaius. That's the central question here, isn't it? It's still under investigation. You have my assurance that the Imperial Army did not attack. We did not make the first move, nor have we retaliated. However, our army's watchtower was destroyed, and several guards lost their life. As the officer in charge is in their gate, I have a duty to act. So there really was fatalities. Let's presume, for the sake of argument, that the damage sustained by the Republican Army's base was in fact deliberate sabotage by their own forces. How bad was that damage? Several of the facilities suffered major structural damage. Their loss appears to be, at minimum, equal to ours. Honestly, I estimate them to be far greater. But if they suffered even more damage than we did, that doesn't make any sense. I'm afraid we've long since passed the point where leisurely discussing our possibilities was an option. I will do all I can to avoid a full-scale war, but we're prepared for the possibility of an armed conflict, and I suspect they are as well. But that just seems so wrong. If that's your opinion, Lieutenant General. Will you at least allow me the chance to investigate what happened on my own? Gaius? Investigate on your own? I'm sure you're aware, I know the Highlands like the back of my hand. And when someone attempts to threaten the peace of my homeland, I won't rest until I've unearthed the truth of what's happening. You're serious? We'll do everything we can to help you. I think that falls within the scope of our field study too. No, wait. This is the people of the Nord's problem. There's no reason for you all to stay here and risk getting caught in the crossfire. A classmate and friend is staying behind. Isn't that reason enough? I am a son of the House of Alberea. I would never disgrace the honor of my family by fleeing in the face of danger. Besides, it seems like your people have done a lot for my grandfather. Gaius, do you remember what you said back to us back at Heimler Station? The most important thing is that we all come back safe and sound. Everything else is secondary. It appears you've lost this one, guys. Lieutenant General, It's currently 10:05. I'll permit you to, until 12:30 to conduct your investigation. I'll do everything in my power to postpone any potential conflict until at least then. Thank you. Thank you, sir. We haven't a moment to waste. We should begin by visiting the watchtower that was attacked. That sounds like a good place to start. I wonder if I have time to go to the Northern Highlands and get that monster while we're at it. If it even gives me the choice. Before going to the watchtower. Thank you. Really, I appreciate it more than you know. It's no big deal, honestly. I agree with Elisa, we're classmates after all, and more than that, we're friends. Well, this is clearly of great importance to you. I know you want to protect your people, but that's not the only reason you're doing this, is it? You got me. It ties back to why I accepted the Lieutenant General's recommendation to enter the Academy too. I'm sure each of you feels the same about your own homes, but I love this land with all my heart. The wind racing across the highlands, the vast mountain peaks, the clear blue of the sky, the breathtaking beauty of the rising sun, the melancholy of the sunset, the twinkling stars in the twilight. I love everything about this land of the Nord. It's a part of who I am. Oh, I guess it hadn't sunk in how much Nord means to you. I'm certainly attached to Roar, but I can't think of anyone else who would state their love for their homeland so poetically. If you love it so much, why did you leave it behind? If you truly love Nord, if Nord is such a part of you, what is it that drove you to enroll in the military academy in a foreign land so far away? Huh, I'm not surprised you'd find it strange. To be honest, I'm still not totally sure what compelled me to do it. Back when I was a kid, the Republican Army built a base in the Eastern Plains, and the Imperial Army responded with their own watchtower. It's made me more uneasy with every passing year. Years ago, a traveling priest from the Septian Church taught me all about the history of the continent. One thing that stood out to me was just how many lives have been lost during the conflicts between major powers. Another major theme was how profound the impact of the Orbital Revolution had on people's lives. Even the concept of time and distance has changed so much. In effect, the Orbital Revolution shrunk the world. It made me realize a sad truth, one that kind of scares me even now, that there's no guarantee my homeland could stay at peace forever, and that one day might be drawn into outsiders' conflicts and be occupied and redistricted into oblivion. I can't believe you were thinking about such weighty things even as a kid. So then, you joined the academy in order to learn more about the outside world that posed a threat to your homeland? Yeah, something along those lines. When I realized how afraid I was, I couldn't close my eyes. I wanted to do something, anything to protect this land. As luck would have it, I met the Lieutenant General. He's the one who told me about Thor's military academy. One thing led to another, and he offered me a recommendation. Before I knew it, I took him up on his offer. So I was there, green as grass, heading off to study abroad, despite having no clue what life in the Empire was like. Thinking back on how it all came together, what he said is probably what I was thinking about back then. Honestly, I've yet to hear a student offer a more galvanizing reason than yours for enrolling at the academy. I have to agree. I don't know too many people who love their home so much that they'd leave it behind to find a way to protect it. That's not a sentiment I can see very many Erebonians feeling, that's for sure. But I think I finally understand. I cough there. Voice, throat, killing me a little bit. Lisa? Oh, just an idle thought. But having heard Gaius pour out his heart to us, there's no way we can just walk away from this. Not after the people of Nord gave us such a warm welcome and treated us like family. Indeed, I couldn't have asked for more. Agreed. Get to the bottom of this here and stop war from breaking out. Nord may not be our home, but it's still an important neighbor. I'll do what I can to aid you. Thanks to all of you. Really, thank you.